We have some amazing warriors and freedom fighters coming up to speak to you. The next one, Chuck Armsberry, is with the November Coalition, probably one of the single most important organizations in America advocating for drug war prisoners. And you know, we share a lot of history, man. And one of the first things they did was speak on our stage, and we're so proud to see them flower the way they have. I'm not going to take any more time away from Chuck Armsberry. Here he is.
Hey, hey, howdy, howdy. I'm just so proud to be here. And that's for some of you older smokers that don't remember Cousin Minnie Pearl. Say most of you young folks. So I'm so happy to be here, and I'm so happy that I've smoked pot since 1966. But I'm a long-time smoker, and I smoked through the penitentiary system too, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. So I'm going to talk to you about some good news and some bad news, and I think I'll start with the bad news. The bad news is, too many of you are snitching. Too many of you are telling on your friends. So, the real movement going on today, and I don't want to make too much light of it, but I want to bring it to your attention real clear. It is part of what November Coalition stands for. As we speak here today, you might as well be seeing your friend inside the penitentiary, because this is who I get to hear from. I get to hear from the other people who are past spending all their money, and they don't know who to blame anymore. All they can think about is Cousin Eddie. Cousin Eddie rolled over on them. Cousin Eddie took 5 years because he didn't want to do 25 to life. And I sympathize with the doctor who just spoke. He should write the November Coalition. We're right down here, by the way, in Cannabis Cove. And that's near the end of this park. We have a jail-like booth there. We have a free newspaper called the Razor Wire. Now, the Razor Wire has lots of articles from prisoners and has lots of things that pertain to the things that matter legally to us, smoking the herb. And still, most of the people inside we hear from are people who smoke marijuana. They're still locking most of us up, still too many of us. And they're doing it, so the main message is, and the main message is, a bad news message is, stop snitching. Don't tell on your mother. Don't roll on over on your sister and your brother. And when you're faced with the pressure, you figure out what you're going to do, but keep your honor and keep your integrity. Now, I want to share some good news with you. Well, first, one more piece of small bad news. One of our members died last week. Her name was Alva Mae Groves, a black woman who got busted on a marijuana conspiracy in the South. And the reason she got so much time at age 72 when she got 24 years, she died at 86 last week. She did not get out of prison. She did not want to die in prison. But she did. And the reason she died in prison is that she wouldn't rat on her sons. They put the pressure on her and she kept her mud. She held her mud, folks. And that mud means your integrity. That mud means you can walk down that penitentiary in those jailhouses and you haven't named 3 to go free. If you're part of something, you hold your mud. That's what these t-shirts are about. Kansas City folks, the Stop Snitching movement. One final piece from me from the November Coalition. You can find this online too, November.org. I want to tell you very briefly of our great success story in the marijuana movement. Not maybe very well known, but I'll make it known to the thousands of people here today. And this is the recent release of Tyrone Brown. Anybody heard of Tyrone Brown out here today? Okay, some of you have heard of Tyrone Brown. Tyrone Brown is a black man in Texas, got a life sentence. He did 16 years in the Texas prison because when he was a 17-year-old, he stuck up somebody for $2, didn't hurt him. And on the probation that he got, he smoked marijuana, and the judge found out about it. And what he did, he turned around and gave him a life sentence for smoking weed. After massive publicity and through the work of November Coalition and our stories, go online, read about The Wall, read about the freedom of Tyrone Brown. Publicity works, friendship networks work. Keep your integrity. Stop snitching. Love one another. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chuck, man. Now there's a guy who's been walking the talk all the way around the block.